All right, welcome back to Payroll Chronicles. You know it, I know it. Global payroll compliance. Ugh, it's a beast. New laws popping up left and right, regulations changing faster than, I don't even know.
Faster than a pay cycle in hyperinflation.
Yeah, something like that. It's a lot to keep up with, that's for sure. But here's the thing. At Mercans, we're not just keeping up. We're using tech to stay ahead of the curve. And that, my friends, is where things get really interesting for all of you listening out there.
Exactly. And you hit the nail on the head about using technology to stay ahead. You know, a lot of companies, they kind of treat compliance like an afterthought. They tack it on at the end like a Band-Aid.
Right. But that's not how we roll at Mercans, right?
Not even close. Our G2N payroll engine, well, it's built with compliance baked in. From the very beginning, it's in the DNA of the platform.
I love that. Baked in. But what does that actually mean for, say, a global company that's dealing with payroll across a bunch of different countries?
Okay, so picture this. You're running payroll, and suddenly, bam, there's a statutory change in, let's say, Germany.
Oh, fun. Those German regulations always keeping us on our toes.
Exactly. But with G2N, that update, it hits the system instantly. Real time, no delays.
So no more scrambling, no more missed deadlines, and definitely no more fines. That's music to my ears.
You got it. And audits, they become a walk in the park. We handled the heavy lifting on the compliance side so you can focus on what really matters, running your business.
Speaking of running a business, let's talk efficiency, because time is money, and compliance can eat up a lot of both.
Absolutely. Think about it. How much time do you usually spend chasing updates, trying to decipher all that legal jargon? G2N streamlines all of that.
And I bet the centralized compliance dashboard is a lifesaver.
It is. You get a clear instant snapshot of your global payroll compliance status, every country, all in one place.
Wow. So I can just log in and know exactly where I stand no matter where my employees are. That is powerful.
It is. And we didn't forget about those pesky language barriers either. G2N has multi-language support for all those critical compliance documents.
So no more lost in translation issues when dealing with local authorities. That's brilliant.
It definitely helps.
Okay, so we've covered how G2N keeps you covered as those regulations change. It's like having a safety net. But it also goes a step further, right? With that AI-driven exception reporting, it's almost like being proactive about compliance.
Right. It's like having an early warning system. Imagine someone in payroll accidentally enters the wrong tax withholding rate. G2N. It'll flag that potential error before it even makes it to processing.
So you can fix those little hiccups before they turn into big headaches. I like it.
Exactly. Saves you time, money, and a whole lot of stress down the line.
And speaking of stress, we can't forget about audits. Those can be a real nightmare if your records aren't in order.
Oh, tell me about it. But with G2N, audits are a breeze. It creates a full audit trail. Every single action is logged every step of the way. So when the auditors come knocking, you're not digging through file cabinets. You've got everything right there.
Talk about peace of mind. It's like having a digital paper trail that never fades.
Exactly. Complete transparency.
And here's what I really appreciate. Not every business is the same. We all have our quirks.
Sure.
And G2N understands that. You can actually configure those compliance settings to make the system work for you.
Absolutely. You have the flexibility to tweak things, make them your own. You're not locked into a rigid system, but of course, always within the boundaries of compliance.
It's all about finding that balance, right? Between what works for you and what keeps you on the right side of the law.
100%.
And the best part is G2N doesn't stop at keeping you compliant. It actually helps you learn from all that payroll data.
You know it. Real-time analytics, detailed reports, all at your fingertips. You can spot trends, identify bottlenecks, and even find ways to optimize your processes.
So it's about more than just checking boxes. It's about making your payroll smarter, more efficient.
Right. Turning compliance data into something you can actually use to make better decisions.
So to sum it all up for our listeners, Mercans, we're using technology to transform global payroll compliance. It's not a burden. It's an opportunity.
And that brings up an interesting question for all of you out there. As compliance becomes more automated, more tech-driven, what skills will payroll professionals need to thrive? It's something to think about. The future of payroll is evolving, and we're excited to be leading the way.
That's it for this episode of Payroll Chronicles. We'll catch you next time.